gonna wake you up in the morning, baby. Guys, I can tell you right now,
Guys are so
ready for
nuts.
Major League Baseball. This is
Boys.
watermelon hail.
Doesn't look like it may not be on the ground right now. So Dick Worsham, dude, I just can't with that name.
All right, Brady's taking over. You got check this out, guys. Double stream. We're streaming the stream.
How are you doing tonight, Phoenix of the Gods?
Doing good.
Oh my! Not what I was hoping.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Fantastic. All right, guys. This is gonna be a quick stream. I literally just booted this up without.
There's your storm right there. There's your storm. There's your Vince.
So we're gonna discuss.
Storm.
Serial
Vince.
tomorrow.
Storm.
Hey, what's up, Rich?
Vince. I don't know,
Tony.
guys. This is pretty good. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. You
See
see
you there
Vince?
as well.
Storm.
How about How about this storm tonight, guys? The area of greatest concern that I have is right just to the south of downtown Westerville. That's moving over top of you guys right now as we speak. This is
shortly,
if we
guys.
get really, really granular. I was looking at a house here yesterday to buy. So this
That's
is
okay. Twitch is also
an area
fun as
that is
well.
close to home for me. I have family that lives here. I have family that lives out in New Albany. I have friends that live all over this place. So that's, I guess.
In a world where tornadoes and hurricanes and blizzards run rampant, destroying everything in their path, one man and one team of freaks stands in their way, covering it all on one show.
We have a confirmed tornado.
From afar and from up close. That man is Stormcat 5. That team is the Stormfront Freaks. And that show, this show, is Outbreak. And Outbreak starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
K.
Now.
Wolf. Thank you, K. Wolf. All right, guys. Well, welcome to Outbreak. Hey, guys, this is not going to be that long of a stream. This is going to be a relatively short stream, but I wanted to give you guys all the information that you need to know about tomorrow. So if you're watching this live, if you're watching this on replay, feel free to send this to your friends and family. If any of them live in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, we're going to be talking about the severe weather threat for tomorrow because guys, tomorrow is not a slam dunk by any means. Tomorrow could be big time. We could have a very serious tornado outbreak on our hands, but there's a lot of complicating factors, and I'm going to try to go through them all and try to simplify it down to show you exactly what could happen. So welcome everyone in the stream right now. We got Cody, Jason, K-Wolf, Fuzzy, Armad, Versas as well, Intel. Who else do we got in here? Tony, all checking in. We got someone over on Misty over on Twitch. Welcome to our stream. So first, what I want to talk about is this storm today. Now, if you're watching Reed's stream, if you're watching other Storm Chasers stream, this has been one of the craziest supercells of the year by far. If you guys have been watching this thing on radar, watching it on Reed's stream, this has been, I've been sitting here at my computer watching this thing for hours. I was going to go like make dinner, possibly watch a movie or something like that, but I couldn't because this storm was just so fascinating and let me just show you, let me go back. Let's go back and then we're going to talk about, the tomorrow. But I want to show you guys this storm and how it's evolved right now, just to give an update. There still is a tornado warning on this thing, and it is just to the west, to the west of Valentine, Nebraska. So this thing is still tornado warned. That goes for another 21 minutes, but this thing is starting to lose some of its structure. So I'm hoping that means that finally this thing is starting to weaken just a tad. But actually, let me go to velocity real quick. Okay, yeah, the velocity isn't as strong anymore. There still is some, but watch what happened over the past hour. Let me just go back and show you on this animation. We had an unbelievable supercell. Look at this thing. Tornado right there. Okay, it recycled. Another tornado right there. Mega tornado right there. That thing looked like a hurricane. I don't know if you go back and I want to go back and show you this, right? So we're going to pause it right here. These were 3 supercells that merged into one. And then it became one massive supercell and produced several huge, big time tornadoes. There was one definitely right in there. There was a tornado right in that notch. If you guys know my phrase, I always say notches make NATOs. What is a notch? A notch is this thing right here. So we have a bunch of really strong info flowing into this thing. And then watch what happens as we keep going here. Okay, recycled here, and it looks like the tornado kind of lifted. But then this thing becomes an absolute monster. That is an absolute hog of a tornado. And watch as we go a little bit further here as this thing wraps up even further. Look at that. Look at that. Hold on. Let me go a little bit further right there. This thing's basically a hurricane, guys. I mean, if we look at the velocity in the skin, and actually we're going to have to go back and watch that. The velocity on this thing, the winds on this thing were absolutely cranking. Let me pause it right there. Look at this. This is like a mini hurricane. This isn't live, right? This is about 30 to 45 minutes ago, by the way. But this tornado, we're going to look back. It was definitely over a mile wide, maybe over 2 miles wide at some point. We'll have to watch the damage survey tomorrow. But definitely at one point, this tornado was at least a mile wide mega wedge. And look at that. Look at that. Guys, those are winds of 150 miles an hour plus. Some of the footage I'm seeing out of this, and this was night. This is all at nighttime. Luckily, this thing did wrap up and it did recycle. Notice right there, right as it was approaching Valentine, it does look like it lifted, and it's been trying to form again, but it's losing its luster a little bit. So what a storm. I mean, this thing has dropped tornado after tornado in Nebraska. This could end up being the storm of the year, looking back. So what a night, what a storm. And this was basically, if I zoom out and show you here, let's go back to the radar. This was basically the only game in town of all the storms from Texas all the way all the way up into North Dakota. This was the storm that mattered the most. This was the storm that produced time and time again. So that what guys, what do you think of this? What do you think of that storm today? Because this, seriously, I don't know if you guys were watching it on Radar. You're probably watching it on Reed stream or other Storm Chaser streams, but just watching this thing on Radar, it was a hog, and it did not quit at all. Yeah, it was Valid Ghost. You're right. Totally agree, Jason. That thing was a complete hog, and that could be a precursor to tomorrow. And I'm also going to bring in Agent Dan, and Agent Dan. Look, it looks like I put you big. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. This is Agent Dan as well. I'm going to show you guys at the end of the video. Dan just made an epic chase week video that describes our storm chasing trip from last year. So I'm going to show you guys that at the end. What I want you to do right now. So we talked about today, the threat for tonight. There still is a threat for tornadoes, especially with this storm. So if you do live in South Dakota, just have a way to get weather warnings, have a way to be able to, if you got a phone, a weather radio, sleep with that by your side tonight, especially if you live in Murdo, anywhere from Murdo all the way to Sioux Falls, have a way to get weather warnings tonight. But I think the tornado threat should decrease slowly as we go throughout the night. You can see that purple on the top right corner of the screen. That is the tornado parameter, and it is still basically maxed out across northern Nebraska. So even though that storm is kind of struggling a little bit, we still have plenty of fuel for these storms tonight. And that once that line actually moves into that better air, I'm actually a little bit worried about that. So if you do live in southern South Dakota or northern Nebraska, have a way to get weather warnings tonight, because we could be looking at a couple more tornadoes this evening. Okay. So what do we got going on tomorrow? And guys, I know it's late, so I appreciate all of you hanging out with us. Dan, it's late for you. I just texted you out of the blue and you hopped on. Once again, guys, this is Agent Dan. If you're a member, go ahead and spam Agent Dan emotes in the chat. Agent Dan is an OG. He's been here since day one. Look at him. He's loving it. So let's quickly check out tomorrow, because tomorrow is very, very interesting. And guys, from a forecasting perspective, from weather forecasters, meteorologists, excuse me, tomorrow is a complete nightmare to forecast, because there are the conditions for tomorrow, the environment for tomorrow. We basically got everything you need to make tornadoes, except, if you think about tornadoes, it's like baking a cake, right? You got to add the eggs, the milk, the butter, all that good stuff. I'm not a baker, so I don't know what else you put in a cake. Whatever else you put in a cake, right, Dan? I don't know. But whatever else you put in a cake, you got to put them together, but you have to put them together at the right time. If you don't put them together at the right time, you add the eggs, and then an hour later or a day later, you add the butter, the eggs are going to go bad, right? And they're not going to bake the cake that you want. So all the ingredients have to come together at the right time. And if they don't, that's blue sky bust. That's what happened today in Texas and Kansas, right? That's what when they say busting, that's what happens, because the timing everything didn't come together at the same time. So tomorrow we have this moderate risk for very strong storms that goes, really this is kind of where the biggest tornado threat is, right in that red. So red, a moderate risk, that's a 4 out of 5. They don't issue those very often at all. And even the orange that you see here, that's a 3 out of 5. So anywhere within that orange and red, that's where we have the greatest chance for a tornado. So, and we got Cindy checking in the chat as well. Enjoyer as well. Funnel cakes. Yeah, exactly. But anywhere within that orange and red, that's where the biggest chance for a tornado is. And if I go and show you the exact kind of probabilities here, you'll notice that on this, it takes this site a little time to load. On this particular, and it's loading. Storm Prediction Center, please. Loading. There we go. Okay, so these are our tornado probabilities for tomorrow, guys. This this in green, that's 2%. The brown, that's 5%. The yellow, that's 10%. And this scary scary red, that is 15 to 20 or sorry, 15 to 30%. So up to 30% chance if you pick a point. Let's just say Minneapolis, St. Paul, right? If that with any within 25 miles of Minneapolis, St. Paul, you have a 30% chance of seeing an EF2 plus tornado. That's what these colors mean. And the yellow is 10 to 15, right? So if you pick Des Moines, Iowa, right, which is down here, Des Moines, within 25 miles of Des Moines, if you go in any direction, you have a 15% chance of seeing an EF2 plus tornado. So those are that might not seem high, but if I were to drive 25 miles to the north, 25 miles to the south, and I'm going to see an EF3 plus tornado, that's a pretty big deal. So those numbers may not seem high, but they are, and I promise you they are. And anywhere you see these dashed lines right here, that indicates strong tornadoes. So we're talking EF3, 4, and 5, right? So that's what that kind of dashed line, that's what those dashed lines mean as well. Cindy, epic. Thank you for becoming a YouTube member. So that's what we're talking about there. So that's kind of what we are looking at in terms of our probabilities. Let's look at the timing and what could go down and how is this all going to go down and when are these storms going to fire. And I also want to show you the uncertainty that we have because this is not a slam dunk. And guys, as I go, if you have questions in the chat, please let me know. Dan can answer them. I can try to answer them as well. So we're gonna look at exactly what the latest models are saying for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and zoom in on the. This is not in a great part of the country. There we go. Okay, this is. Well, actually, let's go here. Okay, so just going to give you guys a quick overview. So tomorrow we are going to have. Actually, let's pull this up. So we are going to have at the beginning of the day, let's go ahead and go to about 6 or 7 a.m. If you guys watch my forecast videos, I did go through this in detail as well. So I might be repeating myself just a little bit. But at the beginning of the day, we're going to have this. Let me change this to black so you can see it better. We're going to have a low pressure right there, right? You can pretty clearly see it. You got rain wrapping around on the north side. You're going to have a warm front right here attached to this thing. And out in front of that warm front, you're going to have very strong winds bringing up warm, moist air from the Gulf, warm, moist air from the south. And that's going to really help to destabilize and prime our atmosphere as we go into the evening. So if you're in Wisconsin, if you're in Iowa, if you're in Minnesota, there might be a pretty strong line of storms that moves through early morning. Notice how that line just slams through. Do not be fooled, though. That is not the main event. So if you're in Minneapolis, St. Paul tomorrow morning, and you get a bunch of rain, and you're like, okay, that was our severe weather. That's the beginning. That's the, what, Dan, what's a good analogy? That's the first pitch at the baseball game, right? That is the first inning. We're not even close to the main event just yet. So, Storm Chaser Zane asked about Topeka. I'll show you. Are you talking about tomorrow? Because I will show you, because Kansas also could get some very strong storms tomorrow as well. But watch what happens as we go into the afternoon and evening here. And let me go ahead and move this up just a little bit so you can see this a little better. So as we hit about, let's just say 2, 3, 4, 5 p.m., we probably aren't going to have a lot going on in Iowa, right? Notice how in Iowa we have, this is 3 p.m. Central. We've got nothing going on. We've got some showers and storms up here in Minnesota, but those aren't that big of a deal. The craziness isn't going to go down until later in the day. Let's say 6, 7, 8, 9 p.m. See this right in there. See those showers and storms that form right in there. That's when things could get really hairy. But notice how there's not a lot of them, right? There isn't that many. There is a pretty solid line of storms up here in Minnesota, and let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see this better. But there isn't that many storms, and there isn't, we're not really looking at a bunch of supercells, right? So what's going on here? there's going to be a cap in place tomorrow. What is a cap? Think about, right? And Dan is tired. Dan is tired. I'm so sorry, Dan. Well, I'm going to try to speed through this.
I'm not
Can we
tired.
I'm tired too, Dan.
No.
Can we give a Charlene a happy birthday? Charlene, happy birthday,
Happy
my
birthday.
friend.
Oh my
I
goodness.
can play you happy birthday on the recorder if you want.
Do it now.
Yeah, I will. Hold on. I will towards the end. I promise, Akira, hold me to that. But the cap, what's a cap? When we talk about a cap for storms, imagine you got, in a jar, right? And you put your storm in a jar, right? That's gonna be pretty lame, right? It can't really rise in the atmosphere, right? It's kind of capped. There's it's preventing it from expanding, getting bigger. Now imagine you unscrew that cap, and now that storm can go free into the air, right, and rise and really get big. That is what I know. That's a terrible analogy, guys. I gotta think of a better analogy, but that's what the cap is. So it keeps storms down. It doesn't allow a lot of storms to form. So tomorrow we're gonna have a cap, and that could be what potentially busts this setup, because a lot of the models have really not shown. I mean, look at this. So we go to 9 p.m. Watch how this stuff here in Minnesota and Iowa just disappears. Let's go to 10, 11, 12. It's gone, right? It's gone. So that is the ultimate question tomorrow, is will that cap break? Because everything else that we're looking at, right? Let's just go ahead and look at the CAPE tomorrow. We are going to have plenty of CAPE. Look at those values. What is CAPE? CAPE is like Gatorade for storms, right? It's like storm fuel. If you've seen Happy Gilmore, tackling fuel, right? That is what this CAPE is. And so you've got values of 3, almost 4,000 in some places. So storm's going to have plenty of energy. So energy is not the problem. And let me show you the significant tornado parameter. What is this a measure of? This is a measure of the twist in the atmosphere. So storm chaser Gabe Garfield always says you need stretch and you need twist, right? The stretch is the instability. That's the Gatorade for storms. But you also need the air to twist, right? And that's when the air rotates as it rises. That's when we're talking about tornadoes. That's when it produces tornadoes. Just like tonight. We saw what happened tonight. We had all that twist, and we are going to have basically maxed out twist here with the air is going to be rotating big time tomorrow. Those values in the purple and red, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, right? They kind of simplify it to one number. Those are maxed out. Those are basically maxed out values. So we're going to have Gatorade. We're going to have plenty of fuel for storms. We're also going to have plenty of twist. So what's stopping him? It's the cap. And so if we don't break that cap, we're not going to get many storms, and people are going to look back on tomorrow and say, well, it busted. So that is a possibility, but there also is another scenario where all of the models are completely wrong, right? Because models oftentimes do a very poor job with storms. Look at the NAM. This is the NAM. This is like 6, 7, 8 p.m. It has barely anything. I mean, look at this. It has these kind of little bitty teeny weeny storms, and it just doesn't. None of these storms get going. So it is a very decent pot. Very, like, I'd say 50-50 at this point, whether or not we are going to get. I know you don't want to hear that. I know you want me to hear certainty, but tomorrow is very much. It could go either way, and it's going to be all or nothing, guys. It's going to be either we get supercells, and if we do get supercells, they're going to rotate and they're going to produce tornadoes, or it's going to be a bust, right? But for folks in northern Minnesota, right, and kind of northern Wisconsin, you guys are going to have storms that move through in the morning. Those could be rotating. So heads up, if you do live in Wisconsin and Minnesota, pretty much all of the models have shown pretty good convection during the day, pretty good storms during the day, no matter what. I think so. So if you do live in those areas, know you're most likely, even if the south nothing forms, you're most likely going to get storms to the north. So they might not be as supercellular, right? They're going to be more in like a line, but nonetheless, probably could get some tornadoes up there as well. So I think that's probably that's the most certain thing at this point. The big question mark is right down here, right kind of in the heart of the moderate risk, right in this area. That's the big question mark. Will supercells form? And right now, most of the models say no, but models have been wrong about convection many times. So I don't put much weight in the models with the convection. I try to look at, okay, are all the parameters there? And the answer is yes. Now it's just we got to get storms firing. Dan, anything you would add to that, my friend?
Brady, when has a model ever been wrong?
That is such a great question. Models are perfect. That's why we don't need meteorologists. Just get rid of meteorologists and have models have them, they're just perfect. I mean, Dan, have you seen anything for tomorrow that catches your eye? That's like, yes, this is going to be it.
You know what? I think you actually nailed it on the head. I mean, you're on the ball.
Oh, Dan, you're way too kind, my friend.
Stormcat 5, Brady Harris.
Guys, spam some Agent Dan emotes in the chat.
No. You got to put Brady Harris, Stormcat 5 in the chat.
No way, Dan. No way. So, guys, what questions you have? Does that make sense to everyone? Oh, yeah, hardball. It's Dominator post-game. It is. Yeah, and just so everyone knows, too, there is still we still do have a tornado warning in just near Valentine to the north. It's near Crookston. This thing's about to cross into South Dakota. So this tornado warning, the storm's going to be out, though, of this warning pretty quickly here. So it'll be interesting if they do issue another one. We'll see. I could also see them issuing tornado warnings right here along this line, as this line's going to move into some pretty favorable area for tornadoes. So I could see little kinks forming along that line, them issuing some warnings there. So we'll have to watch that. Cody says, is it possible to tell what area of the cap would be most likely to break?
That's a great question. Yeah, it is.
Dan, what do you think?
I want the Stormcat 5 to feel that one.
Fantastic. I think it's going to be key tomorrow to put models aside, right? Because we know the conditions are right for some strong, violent tornadoes. We know that everything is there, right? It's just, is it going to time correctly? So we need to be looking at the radar, right? Like I'm doing now. We need to be looking at the meso-analysis on the Storm Prediction Center and see, okay, how much CAPE do we have? Any soundings that are done tomorrow morning. Do you guys know what a sounding is, by the way? Let me know in chat if you do. If you don't, I'll pull one up and show you what it is. But yeah, Aaron, Aaron has been crazy today. We looked at this supercell earlier, and I'm just going to put this in motion while I talk because this thing was an absolute hog today. Okay, so you guys don't know what a sounding is. Okay, let me go ahead and quickly pull one up. What do you think, Dan? Pivotal, where you usually go?
Yeah, I mean, I usually go there.
Okay, let me pull one up really fast and show you guys what we're cooking up. We're looking at on screen. This was the tornado warning storm today, as it just absolutely cranked and it basically became a hurricane. Okay. Oh yeah. Hey, yeah, guys. Hey, find me a chat too. Find me someone to raid. We're gonna end this stream in just a second. So find me someone to raid, and Dan, we're gonna look at the first part of your video too.
I'm just glad I know what a raid is, because like the other night I was like, what happened? I don't even know what happened.
Fantastic. Okay. So let me go ahead and show you guys what a sounding is. So if I click on this point, it's going to pull this up. So this is when we talk about a sounding. This is, and let me change my magic pen here to be green so you guys can see me circle stuff. So this is what we mean by when we say a sounding. So I'll just direct your attention. Look at this right here, right? This is literally a balloon that starts here at the surface. As it rises higher and higher, and along this way, this is like, this is like where you and I are on planet Earth at the surface. And then up here is like where planes are flying. Is that a good plane, everyone? Okay. And then in between there is the sky, right? So what happens is as that air balloon, this guy down here launches an air balloon, right? Let's just call this, let's just say he's got a balloon right here, right? Okay, so he launches that balloon. That balloon goes up and up and up and up into the sky until it gets to be about plane level. And then it takes measurements of, okay, what's the dew point? What's the temperature, right? And the red line that you see right there, that's temperature, right? And the green line that you see right there, that's moisture. That's the dew point. So it maps both of those out. And you can, by doing this, it also maps out a bunch of other complicated stuff below. Don't worry about that, any of that kind of stuff. But that's what basically a sounding is it measures all that stuff. And then also over here, we've got what's called a hodograph. And what you don't want to see if you're looking for, if you're looking for an environment that's conducive to tornadoes, you do not want to see this U shape, right? That's present right there. That upside down U, that's bad. That means the winds are going to turn pretty dramatically with height. And that is what we're talking about tomorrow. And you can see possible hazard type is tornado. So all those things together, that's what we mean by a sounding. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna raid someone, guys. So that's what a sounding is, and that's what we're looking at. So next time you see this, hopefully you can look at this and kind of, there's a lot more to it, but that's all you guys need to know for now. Okay. What other questions do you guys have on the severe weather for tomorrow? And while we pull that up, guys, let's see. I also here's another thing I want you guys to do. And we've got 86 of us right now. We're going to go and raid someone, but I also want to. So this is a video. Hopefully, Dan, I'm not going to get copyright striked, right? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
If I do, whatever, we'll just be sharing. Okay.
No,
so guys, this video that I just posted in the chat, this is Dan's video. Dan made this video. And it is an epic summary of our chase week last year. This right here is an epic summary of our chase week last year. We got Sam checking in as well. So everyone go check that video out. If you want to look at, we're about to go on another chase week this year. We got 1 week. The Stormfront freaks are out on the plains. I'm sure we're going to meet up with Reed and their whole crew. And we're going to have an epic, epic, epic time. But if you do want to check out that video, let's just go over to Dan's YouTube page, smash that subscribe button, smash the like button on this video, and go check it out, because I'm telling you, it is not going to disappoint. Let's see if I can turn on a quick. Let me turn on a quick.
Brady, you are so kind and so.
No, Dan, you're too kind.
Oh my goodness, it's so much.
Okay, all right, we're gonna put on a quick. Let's see. Where is this at? Okay, here it is. All right. So, guys, this is just we're going to get a quick preview of this. I might get copyright striked. Who knows?
You won't.
This is a YouTube video. Which part should I go to?
Well, this is the very beginning, so there's no copyrights here.
Okay, cool. So this is the beginning of the video, guys. Hold on. Going full.
So I think we lost audio.
Wait, audio?
Yeah, I think we lost audio.
Oh, you lost it?
There's Brady.
Oh, Dan, I got it. I got it. There we go. So once again, guys, this is a summary of our chase week. We're watching a preview of this. There's Dan. We saw some unbelievable storms too, guys.
So I'll tell you what. So this.
Wait, I'm gonna go.
At both of our local airports. DFW Airport has arrival delays.
So this was right here. We were all trying to get there. We were all trying to get to Lubbock, Texas. And that was that line of storms that just moved through. This is from when I was in a plane in Houston. And I couldn't get to Lubbock because we had 90 miles an hour winds and I was stuck in a plane on a runway. And I thought it was over. I thought there was a potential tornado coming. There was more lightning than I've ever seen. It's unbelievable. So this whole video, let me go ahead and show you some crazy footage that we got. So it's so amazing because it summarizes every day. It shows the outlooks that you got. It shows you where we were. And then we have unbelievable footage. Exactly. This was Texas being Texas. And we had a couple of monster supercells that we were on. And yeah, the cool thing is it just goes in. Let me find like the coolest shot that we have. We also had some unbelievable. Look at that. Oh wait,
we've got a whole like group of photos there too.
Look at this. Look at this, guys. This was an unbelievable supercell that we saw. So it's stuff like this that you're gonna see in this video. I promise you, you're not gonna be disappointed. Go check it out.
Brady, you're so kind.
No, Dan, you are. So go check it out. Go mash his like button. Go mash his subscribe button. Because it's an epic video. All right, guys. What else we got? Tried playing Outbreak last night. Kind of rough. Is the list on? Okay, what were you guys talking about? Brady without glasses. No, that isn't me. That actually isn't me. I didn't wear those. That was not me without the glasses. Yeah, go check out Dan, guys. Can you look at Southwest PA for Tuesday? Absolutely. So, and we didn't even talk about this a lot, guys, but we also have another severe weather risk for Tuesday. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Wow. And this one's going to include me too. So I'm in Ohio, and we have another severe weather risk. This is for Tuesday. So the day after, we've got severe weather expected tomorrow. Could be a big day. Once again, though, guys, it's 50-50, right? We may get a big time setup. We may also get a bust. But the severe weather on Tuesday, April 29th, could be looking at another outbreak. And I think the best chance is right in this enhanced risk, right in there in Pennsylvania, in eastern Ohio, and in upstate New York. We're going to have a line of storms. Let me show you what the models are saying. We're going to have a line of storms that develops even into British Columbia. Not British Columbia, into Canada. Not British Columbia. I know British Columbia is in Canada, but not that kind of Canada. Okay, let me try to find a good shot. Okay, this is fine for now. But we're going to have a line of storms. This is the NAM model. So, guys, let's take this with a little bit of a grain of salt here. But this is, let's just go to okay, that's Monday. Let's get to Tuesday right there. So Tuesday by about 3 p.m., we're going to have a line of storms right here, right? And it's going to form right along that cold front. And as it pushes to the east, it's going to encounter some more instability. It's going to encounter some twisting. So look at this. Watch, this is at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we've got this pretty big line of storms that goes into upstate New York and into Ohio. And all hazards are definitely going to be possible on Tuesday. Tuesday, the ceiling isn't as high as Monday, right? The conditions aren't as good as they are on Monday, but they're still there. And Tuesday has been more consistent, right? And it's been showing storm. All these models have been printing out pretty consistently storms. But the difference is a lot of these are going to be in like a broken line of storms. There probably will be less supercells Tuesday, but still a pretty good threat for some strong storms. If I show you guys some of the parameters, this is the significant tornado parameter. Notice how news 3 thunderstorm warning. They did allow that tornado warning to expire, by the way, guys. So we've got 0 tornado warnings. But Tuesday, this line of storms right here doesn't really have the same juice, doesn't really have the same tornado fuel. Dan, Dan is like falling asleep. You're okay, brother. If we love you, Dan, but this doesn't have the same tornadoes the same tornado fuel as it does on Monday. But this is enough. This is enough where we could get a couple of tornadoes right, anywhere from eastern Ohio, probably up into upstate New York, even into Canada. That's the area that I'm most concerned about for Tuesday. And I realize you can barely see that because it's green. Let me turn it to black.
Brady, I'm sorry if I feel like
Dan, it's 1 a.m., brother. It's 1 a.m.
No, it's not.
Mr. Storm, check it in. Okay. Well, any other questions you guys have? Omaha might be on the list. I'm in Missouri. Have my risk for tomorrow? Yeah, Michelle, Missouri definitely. You guys won't be in the main risk area, but you certainly could get some storms tomorrow. And I'll just quickly show you what models are saying. The Missouri, it'll be a late night thing for you, right? During the day, unless this model is completely wrong, during the day, doesn't look like much. Overnight, that'll be when that line moves through. That'll be when the storms hit. But if the NAM is right, Missouri is like basically fine. But having said that, guys, it's going to be all or nothing tomorrow, right? It's going to be an all or nothing play where either is going to go ballistic or not much is going to happen. I don't think it'll be like today where there's like one storm. There will either be a lot of storms tomorrow, and tomorrow will be a very bad day, or it'll be a nothing burger, and we could get maybe a couple of tornadoes up, mainly in Wisconsin and Minnesota, right along that line. Sierra, check it in. Chris mentioned the NOAA alerts. What did they say? What did you guys say, Chris? What did you say about the NOAA alerts? What is the system down right now? Oh, I'm going back up in the chat. Okay, Chris says I can confirm in Central Indiana we will have no NOAA alerts. I believe Des Moines, Iowa is also scheduled tomorrow. Okay, that's not great. So know that if you are in Indiana, if you are in Des Moines, you might not get the normal NOAA alerts if you have a NOAA alert radio. So that is, you're really going to have your phone tomorrow. If you live in Wisconsin, if you live in Iowa, have multiple ways to get weather warnings, guys. That's the most important thing tomorrow, is having as many ways as possible to get weather warnings. So that's your phone, and that's a weather radio. Any tornadoes in the south happening? No, we've got 0 tornado warnings right now. If I go back to the radar, this was the storm that Reed and their whole team was on. Oh my God. Did you guys, hold on. Did you guys see that? What? Hold on. You'll see what I'm saying, right? Okay, I got to pause it at the perfect moment. Oh my, I missed it. Gosh darn it. Hold on. We're going to try it one more time. I can't, there's no scroll bar on this radar, so I have to pause it at the exact right moment.
Brady is amazing.
Okay, there,
He's
right there.
working
You see that, guys? What does that look like? What does that look like to you? That looks like a freaking hurricane. If I would zoom, I mean, that literally is like a freaking hurricane. This storm, I'm telling you guys, you're going to see pictures all over social media today and tomorrow. Depending on how tomorrow does, this storm actually could be the worst storm out of any day, right? We'll see how tomorrow goes. But this is an unbelievable radar shot. This will be up there for storms of the year. I can promise you that. You will see this. You may see this type of storm in textbooks. You may see this in classes. If I was a professor, I would go back and teach what happened tonight, because this storm that we watched all night long, was one of the craziest storms I've ever seen. And if you just look at the velocity on this thing, like, let me just go back and show you. It had multiple occlusions, loading. Loading. Okay, wait. Oh, it's going too fast. No. Okay, so okay, there was massive hog. That's hurricane. That's the same frame that we were just looking at. Massive hog. And this thing, watch it occlude, and then another one tries to form down there. It just wouldn't quit. It just would not quit. If I go back even further, let me show you guys on a different radar that goes back even further. This thing was bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. It's going to load. Take a second to load here. Are you streaming mañana? Oh yeah, I will be. I will be live tomorrow. You can, if you go to our YouTube page, you can see tomorrow. Also, guys, we just passed 8,000 subscribers. So that is a unbelievably momentous. I know that is not a lot, right? Compared to other YouTubers, we are pretty small, right? 100%. But that is a huge deal for us. And a lot of you watching have been a huge part of that. We started the day yesterday at 7,999. We've got 140 people watching right now. You guys were the difference. So thank you, all of you, to everyone that is subscribed. You guys are absolutely incredible. Make sure you go subscribe to Dan too, because Dan produces quality content. So go check him out. So just watch what happens with this storm as we look through the last couple of hours. Here was the merger. I posted a video on Twitter about 3 supercells merging into one. Watch this. Here is supercell number 1. Here's supercell number 2. Here's supercell number 3. They merged, and watch what happens. I mean, literally, look. Okay, you got two tornadoes, right? This was earlier, guys. This is not now. This was earlier. This was that strong, violent tornado you guys saw, multi-vortex, possibly a mile plus wide earlier. We had another tornado right here. This was the tornado that Reed and team were on that they saw. And then watch what happens as these things merge. And this is just absolute eye candy. I mean, they're still separate. Still separate here, but they merge right there. And we have one possible tornado up here, another one down here, but this one is weakening. This one's weakening big time. This is what's called an occlusion, right? So when a tornado occludes, it takes a pretty sharp jog to the north and it weakens, and then another one will try to form on its south side. So when you hear like Reed say, hey, this tornado is occluding, that's what this is talking about, right? Is you've got one tornado weakening, you've got another one forming to the south, and here is that tornado down here. Now watch what happens. And this one becomes a hog, right? This is a big time tornado. And this one starts to weaken, right? You can, it's not really weakened there, but this one occludes, right? Occludes as it gets sucked up into the storm. You can see it's getting sucked up in and the rotation is starting to weaken. Look down here. We've got another one forming. And look, okay, there it is. It's occluding right there. You've got this rotation that's going up here. You've got another area down there. And this, guys, this is all literally like in the past 3 hours. So, and watch this. This thing's about to plant again. Ready? Right there. It plants again right there. Right in there is you've got that strong tornado. This is the old tornado that's now kind of gone. This is a new tornado that forms. And then it does it again. Watch what happens. So, okay, this is starting to kind of weaken. It's starting to move north. You're going to have a new, watch this. I'm telling you guys, you're going to have a new right there. Boom. Right to the south. Forms another one. Another beast. And this is when the hurricane tornado comes in. And it just finally, it forms a massive hog tornado that luckily dissipated before it got to Valentine. And now it is just severe thunderstorm warrant. So it's moved out of the best air, and now we're just looking at a severe thunderstorm warrant. So the reason why that happened, guys, this storm was in basically a perfect environment for tornadoes. And on top of that, the merger, these 3 storms that I'm showing you right now, merging like that actually, so if you guys know who Cameron Nixon is, I actually went to school with him for a year, and he is one of the smartest dudes that I know. And he did a study on when you get supercells that merge like this, 2 or 3 even. In this case, it was 3. It oftentimes can actually help, one of the storms takes over and becomes dominant, and the rotation, the mesocyclone, it actually can make it way worse. So that is what happened here, is all 3 of them merged, and they became one massive, massive supercell that would not quit, and produced several large, look at that. That's radar image of the year, possibly. So that's what happened. That's what happened earlier, and who knows if we'll actually get that tomorrow. But take tomorrow seriously if you do live in any of those areas. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got. Any questions? You guys have any questions in the chat? We gotta find someone to raid. Let's try to find someone to raid tonight. Okay.
Brady,
So guys,
that was amazing commentary.
Dan. God, Dan is so nice.
Knowing you nailed it.
Yeah. So Aaron, Riley's awesome, but I normally try to raid people that are like way smaller. That's my goal. I want to raid like someone who's got 10 viewers or 15 viewers. That's what I want to try to do. I want to try to find someone on YouTube that's like still streaming storm coverage or still storm chasing that, it's got like anywhere from like 5 views to like 50 or something like that. I do love Riley though. I met Riley at the Storm Chasers Summit. So let me try to find. Let's try to find someone that's live. And I think a lot of people are probably going to be. No, Aaron J. Jack is live. Oh, this guy's perfect. I think. This is what we're talking about. Okay, this guy's actually perfect. Okay, so this guy, he's got 2,000 subscribers, and there's 18 people watching him right now. So we're gonna go raid him. Okay, let me get this set up, guys. Okay, what should we spam when we get in there, guys? What do you want to spam?
Overnight, Aberdeen,
okay,
Chamberlain, eventually Mitchell, and then eventually Sioux Falls.
Oh wait, hold on.
And then by
I gotta ask him to redirect.
move on east into Minnesota. And then by the afternoon hours, we start to see some development here near the Sioux Falls area by
All right, guys, hang on. We're gonna go raid. We're gonna go raid this guy's. We're gonna go raid this guy. Okay, all right. We're gonna. Okay, we're gonna raid with Meow. It's by far. We're gonna raid this guy with Meow.
already brewing. And then,
Okay, he's got to enable his privileges. So
let's see here.
You got Travis in the chat.
I got it. So I got to get his. He's got to be able to add me
Model here.
to privileges. Go, come on. Redirect privileges.
So again, thunderstorms developing in Minnesota.
Come
and
on.
also in southeast.
I'm trying to get his
Minnesota. That's
attention.
kinda what we're
Okay,
looking at
if
there.
this doesn't work, guys,
And
we're
then
just gonna
kind of,
go over to stream
around the
manually.
Sioux Falls area and into Iowa.
I'll put his link in the chat,
Used to
but
be our
um,
area there.
it'll be a lot
So,
easier if I can push
a
you
lot
over
can
there,
still
so all of you'll
change
go.
yet.
Let me see if I can get his
The
attention.
models showing different things.
Okay, he's locked in.
There could even be some snow
He is locked in.
near the Black Hills region.
I don't know if he's actually looking at this. I don't know if he's actually
It's
looking
really
at the chat.
possible with this kind of setup and
Guys, how are you guys
storm.
doing tonight? Right? Meow. I know.
But,
Cindy, I know. I'm trying to get his attention.
Let me kind of want to pull up a.
Oh,
different
I think I'm gonna just strain my calf. Oh, ow.
model.
Yikes.
Here.
Come on, T. Look at your chat, brother. I don't even know if he is looking at his
All
chat.
right, so here is your severe weather. Again, south central South Dakota, and then.
Okay, let's find a backup just in case.
Northeast, eventually impacting the Aberdeen area.
Bronx Raggy.
Miller, Chamberlain.
Roinks Raggy.
Just a lot, just kind of a line of thunderstorms.
Ask if he is a
across
heavy.
South Dakota.
Oh yeah, I know, Kara. We rated him. He's actually not
James
live
River
right
Valley by,
now. Ty is not live. This is the only guy that I can
Falls
find that's
area,
live.
And then eventually into Minnesota.
Okay.
Then
You know
we'll
what,
watch
guys?
for redevelopment tomorrow. Now let me try to
The funny thing is, he's not. If we rate him, he's not even gonna know. That's the funny thing,
see if I can.
because if he's not looking at his chat.
Again, there's that development, southwest Minnesota, southeastern South Dakota, around the noon hour tomorrow.
Hold on, let me see. Try and get his
It'll be
attention.
interesting to see what happens there. I think there will
Okay,
be
you know what?
kind of some kind of Boeing line structure.
Look, guys. Also, just enjoy that. While I figure this out, just enjoy that radar loop. That is unbelievable.
West of the
That
city.
radar loop
This
is
is beautiful.
I know,
Beautiful
Rose.
activity.
So he has. So for me to direct you guys over. So if I end the stream,
And
for
then,
you to
more
automatically
thunderstorms
get
gonna be back
pushed over
west
there,
towards
he's got to
the Sioux Falls
allow.
area.
He's got to turn on his privileges to do that. And right now, he's just not.
And again, if that plays out, those thunderstorms developing in
Let
Sioux
me
Falls
see
area.
if I can find someone else just in case. If not, we'll just go.
Kind of moving east.
I'll just tell you to go over there.
But that is beautiful
The key factor
reflectivity.
here is the more that if these
Thank you,
cells are
Daniel.
more by themselves, we're looking at supercells and then more likely
All right,
big,
F it.
large hail and tornado activity. And
F it.
That is the main factor there. Or will it be more of a?
Let me try one
line
more time,
structure?
guys. Let me try one more time.
Still trying to figure that out. A lot of people are still trying to figure that out.
Okay, that's it. Well, guys, I'm just going to send you a
But
link.
that's what what it's looking like here.
Okay, use that link. Go over, use that link and spam Meow. Look at the link in the
This
chat.
one
His name
shows,
is T Storm
weather just
Chasers.
west of Sioux Falls there.
It's this
Like in the
guy.
morning.
Just I want to see
It's
the
interesting
chat
looking at these
light
different model runs
the
for
freak
tomorrow.
up. Go over there,
A lot
spam
can
Meow.
happen, like a
Just
lot
start
of different
spamming. Yep,
scenarios
just start
play out
spamming.
tomorrow.
Go over there right now. You can keep both up if you want. Yeah, no, thank you
quite
guys.
interesting to see what happens.
Go over to his
Really,
stream.
any
Go
one
over
of
to
these storms
Ty
along this
or T
line
Storm Chasers.
can become tornadic at any time.
Yep,
here.
yep.
Even back here towards
Yo,
Pier, right?
we are
it's almost
lighting his
interesting
chat
to see
up.
trying to bring thunderstorms out here.
Yes!
So.
Oh my God, I'm going full.
What we're looking
Bro,
at
he has no
there.
clue.
I think this is probably a more likely scenario.
He has no clue. He has absolutely. Hold on, Dan. I'm gonna move for just a sec so I can show. He has no clue. Look at this. He has no clue. He's just going. Bro. No way. Bro, he has no clue what's happening. How is he not losing it? Oh my God. Maybe if we mash his subscribe button, we can get that. Bro, look at your chat. Look at your freaking chat, dude. Oh,
Brady, it is one of those days you just need to be locked in on your chat and
you got
the
to,
weather.
bro. You've got to be locked in. Oh my God. So we rated this guy's and there's only 58 guys. If you're still watching, if you're 116, make sure you go over to this guy. I'm going to put his link in the chat. Go just spam meow until he finds us. Yeah, go smash. Hey, smash the like button too, guys. Make sure you smash the like button. Keep it going. Bro, how long is this going to take until he notices? How long? He's jumping off. What are you doing? Bro, don't jump off. Look in your freaking chat. Oh my God. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh. No, don't get off. What are you? No, stop. What are you doing, T? Bro, this guy's about to end.
He's wishing you a great night, Brady.
Dude, what are you doing? Oh my God. Oh, guys, great work. He didn't even know. He didn't even know. Oh my, he ended. He actually ended.
He may
Hey,
not
great work.
He may not understand the concept.
You know what? He's going to look, guys, the thing is, he's going to look back and look at that chat and be like, oh my God, that was amazing. So he's not going to, he might not have seen it now, but I'm telling you, he's going to look back and be like, holy crap, what just happened?
That was the night I missed it.
It might have been recorded. Yeah, it might have been recorded.
Yeah, he's going to say, I missed it that night. Sorry.
He did. He did. All right. I think that's, I mean, I guess we could try rating someone else, but I don't see anyone else that's still on. The only people that are still on is the, yeah, there's no one still on. All right. Great. Hey, guys, great work. He occluded. Yep. He occluded. That guy occluded for sure. He was so locked in. It was nuts. You're right. Sorry, Storm Chaser. Topeka. Yeah. Topeka could have some storms later tomorrow night. Doesn't look too bad. But, you know, I'd be on alert in Topeka, but I wouldn't be incredibly like, okay, end of the world. But just be ready. You guys also could get a blue sky bust. I know, he did left. Guys, chat, you did amazing, okay? You did absolutely amazing. You did everything you could. We did everything we could. It was an absolute epic raid of that guy's chat. So I'm looking and I don't see anyone else. So I think we're going to wrap. Yeah, there's no one else. We're the last one. No, it was a good try. It was a great try. Okay, great try. You know, we did great. He's going to look back on that and be like, what the bleep just happened? And you know what? I'll subscribe to him in the future. We'll rate him again in the future. Don't worry about that. It was a great effort. That's all I got tonight, guys. Dan, any final thoughts for the people?
You said we're going to rap, so is that like an MC Hammer?
I think so. Without singing the song, because I don't want to get copyright banned, it's like MC Hammer. Ice, ice, baby. All right. We're going off the rails. We're done. Guys, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all of us for joining today. Thank you all of us for joining. That didn't make any sense. My brain's gone. I've been tracking storms for about 6 hours now. So what I want you to do, if you live in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa tomorrow, if you live in Missouri, if you live in eastern Nebraska, if you live in eastern Kansas, if you live in even in eastern Oklahoma into Arkansas, you got to have ways to get warnings tomorrow because tomorrow could be a big day. There's no guarantee it will. There's a chance it could bust. There's a chance it could not. So what I want you to do, I want you to prepare for the worst, have a plan in place. If you do get a tornado warning, have a plan in place. Hey, I'm going to go to this place. I'm going to go to my basement, or I'm going to go to the most interior room or basement or bathroom with no windows. So that's what I want tomorrow. If you are going to work tomorrow in any of those areas, just be ready and be aware of the weather. Have your phone, have another weather radio, have multiple ways to get warnings. And I will also be live tomorrow streaming at the same time, probably tomorrow afternoon and evening. I may also make an appearance on Reed's channel. We were just trying to work out some technology stuff. So that was why we didn't appear tonight. But hopefully we'll get that solved tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining us. And I always like to say this, guys. Find someone tomorrow. Tell them you love them. Tell them you care about them. Do something nice for someone tomorrow. That could be a family member. It could be a friend. Just spread some love, right? That's what it's all about here on this channel. Thanks for joining us tonight. From me and Dan, this is Dan and Stormcat 5, and we'll see you on the next one. Stick around for some singing and dancing. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us. This was kind of a, out of the blue. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe all day, all night. You smash the button hard and break your mouse. Dan Wallace will send you a new one while you're sitting on the couch. Hey, we vibing. I'm trying to see the severe weather outbreak tomorrow. We'll see if it happens. There's no guarantee. It's a 50-50 chance either way.
Not sure about the mice coming Dallas.
Ooh, W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Oh, Infinite Visions, give me a heart. Thank you very much. Oh. Someone asked about Michigan. I'm an Ohio guy. That's okay. Go Buckeyes. We vibing. Got W's in the chat. Have a great night. Everyone, see you tomorrow on the next one. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be chilling in the sun until about 5. Then I'm gonna go live. We streaming all day, all night. Ooh, O-H-I-O, that's right, that's okay. I love putting up those dates. We vibing, I'm rhyming, I'm trying to get some chicken nuggies, cause I'm hungry in my tummy. Ooh. Yikes. Z, tweet me on Twitter. I'll give you some hopefully I'll give you some Michigan advice. Alright, Dan, you ready to harmonize? Harmonize in the chat.